everybody, welcome back to Pushing Pixels. I'm your host, Sam Mestis. Now, normally I screen capture this, but I can't find my microphone or my headset, whatever. I don't know what happened to it. So anyway, we're going to do something different. I've already started my painting for the next Photoshop World, which is in August. And it's, November now, and I know that seems early, but I got to get started on it because these paintings are pretty complicated. So I kind of wanted to document this and show how the process goes. So let's go and take a look at this new painting I'm working on. And I'm not going to show you the whole thing. I'm just going to show you a piece of it now. Normally I do a color study or I'll do a rendering real quick or something like that. But in this case, I just decided I'm just going to jump in feet first and start this thing. So let's go take a look and I'll show you kind of how this thing is getting ready to roll out already and how complicated these paintings get. Be right back. Okay, so here we are, and this is sort of the beginning of this whole painting, and it's actually just starting with this one little element, which is this light bulb, which I built in Photoshop in 3D, and then did a full render, and did some final touch-up painting and stuff like that. And you could kind of just see how it's coming along. But before I did the light bulb, I actually did a real quick case study on a previous light bulb I had built before. I'm going to hide the 3D light bulb. Here's the 2D light bulb right here. I'm going to put it next to the layers so you can sort of see how this is going. And let me turn all the layers off and see, so you can kind of see how it's going. So there's the back, and there's the initial light bulb shape, and some outer highlights. Shows up better on camera, I think. There's the part of the filament, wiring. There's the other part of the filament, sort of chromed. And more wires, hope you can see those. And that is the inner glow of the across the glass. It's really the other side of the light bulb. And there is sort of the beginning of the shape of the screw. There's the actual screw itself. Some more highlighting on that. And then some more highlighting on it. That's actually Scarlett Johansson that I sort of warped. And then a highlight for the top of the glass of the bulb there. And some more highlighting, and I don't know if you can see this, but it's actually the company name of the light bulb is right on top there. You really can't see it that well, but it's there. And I believe that's the final result of the bulb, which is that one when it was all rendered out and said and done. That's kind of what it looked like. Now, so we got that light bulb, and we really don't need that anymore. I just wanted to do a case study to see how it would look, because then I built a brand new light bulb. In 3D, I built a 3D shape, which is, actually I destroyed the shape, but I built a 3D shape and then revolved the shape around itself. And let me turn off some of the layers here so you can sort of see almost the same process as to how I built it. I just had to go about it a few different ways. That is the path, and we don't need to see that. Okay, so here we go. So this was the original model of the 3D model of the light bulb, and it's on a tilt, so we're kind of looking at the bottom of it being tilted up. So let me turn that off. There's the final render, and you can see inside the light bulb a little bit right there, but that really doesn't matter because we got rid of that. So I filled that with black, so you really couldn't see it, and we'll come back to that layer in a minute. Again, that inner shadow, so when the light curves around the glass, you sort of see this weirdo shadow. That is the glowing filament inside. Again, the same filament you saw before, I've just recycled it. Some reflections, which I probably could have done in the 3D render, but I have to do a lot of these light bulbs, and I don't want the render to be the same. Plus, I didn't want to keep having to re-render this bulb. If it's going to take forever, it's easier for me to just do it in 2D. That actually is the text on the old light bulb that I'm using to hold the wires in place now. It's not on top anymore, it's down below. And there is some more highlighting on the bulb there on top. And that is some highlighting on the screw part of the bulb there and the glass. And then finally, I believe, and then I sort of calmed down that sort of inner glow, that inner highlight. And then the last thing I did was I put this crazy glow on the inside, which is temporary for now. I'll tone it down later. In fact, it's pretty toned down as it is. I just wanted the bulb to have some sort of glow inside, because it'll be transparent on the model. Now what I'll do here is I will do I will do several variations of this light bulb. All at the same angle almost. I'll modify the angle a bit here and there. But what I'll probably do is make about a dozen of these light bulbs with a different filament, with things like that, and kind of play with it a bit. So each one varies just a little bit. And then I will make a full sheet of all these light bulbs. So I'll just make one file with a dozen different light bulbs. And I will keep recycling those light bulbs and reuse them throughout my painting. The other thing is these light bulbs screw into a socket, which you really can't see that well right now. There it is. That's kind of what it looks like. Here's sort of an unrendered version of it. And this bulb here will fit into this 3D socket, which I've also built. Now, I will do also about a dozen different versions of this socket because each one's grimy and dirty and they're a little rusty. And when you finally see them put together, it'll all sort of blend. Plus, when this socket is sitting on the background it's going to sit on, there's going to be, rust dripping down from it and blah, 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 and dirt and grime. So it all has to sort of live together. I mean, it looks really clean right now, and so does the light bulb, but in reality, when it's all said and done, they're gonna look a little grimy and dirty, especially on sort of the marquee that I'm building that they're gonna sit on. So anyway, that's kind of how I build up these photorealistic elements. A little bit more cleanup to do, but for the most part, a good base start to sort of build out sheets. Like I said, this will go into a sheet of light bulbs, and then this will go into a sheet of sockets that I will just keep grabbing from as I need them and inserting them into the final element. I always build these sort of projects separate and then do a final composite. I'll flatten out the layers to one layer and then insert that flattened layer into my final composite. Otherwise, these files would get, insanely massive. So anyway, that's kind of where I'm starting off. I got my little light bulb here, I got my socket, and I'm going to keep working. So please tune back in, and we will see progressively over the following months how this painting is going. Hey, thanks for tuning in, and have a good day.